Well, hello again. It's been a long winter break, but we're back with more Scottish classic motorcycle racing here at Round 1 in Finavon in Forfar. Yes, thanks for joining me once again as we take a look at some of the racing action from Round 1 of the Scottish Classic Motorcycle Racing Club's 2019 Championship. Welcome to Finavon Hill here in Forfar as the first batch of riders line up for race 1. Now this of course is the pre-60 class, the pre-68 over 350 and the pre-68 up to 350 cc class. As you can see, it's an absolutely beautiful day here in Forfar, and your starter today is Mr. David Hillis. So as they wait to just leave the line, it's a good start by all riders, but looks like the Bell brothers on the Jawa of taking the early advantage into turn 1. Yes, this facility at Finavon here in Forfar is an old-fashioned scrambles track, no man-made jumps or berms, just natural grassland terrain. So as the riders make their way into the centre of the track, it looks like Liston Bell, number 98, in the lead, with brother Lewis, number 9, in second spot. Both these riders, of course, mounted on these big 500cc Jawa motorcycles. So it's Liston Bell that's in the lead, with brother Lewis in second spot. Coming round in third, that looks like Fergus Moody in third place, with the remainder of the pack crossing the finish line. Now that's Stuart Riddle, number 164, on the blue twin-port CZ going through there, just passing Tom Forsyth. So as we head back to the leaders, it's still Liston Bell with that quite substantial lead over brother Lewis in second spot. Two very accomplished riders, the Bell brothers, and always give us some fantastic racing when these two guys lock horns together. So it's Liston Bell there in first place, that's Lewis there, number 9, in second, also mounted of course on that almost identical 500cc Jawa machine. Lewis has a problem with his Jawa front mudguard there. Going through is Robert Kennedy on the Cotton 250 Star Maker. Very quick little machine, 2-stroke. Number 246 there is Ian Ward, a very consistent rider with the Scottish club, Ian, and very rarely has any mechanical issues with this very nice Villiers Sprite engine motorcycle. So that's Robert Kennedy coming back through there, number 54 on the 250 Cotton Star Maker. As they head towards the line, Fergus Moody, number 122, giving chase. Robert Kennedy managing to hold Fergus Moody at bay. round now is number 5, that's Gordon Watson on that beautiful BSA. Gordon, of course, another one of our very important club members who do a lot of work for the club. But it's still Liston Bell there in number 98, sorry, in first place, as he comes round to take the last lap flag. Still has a very substantial lead over the second place man. Liston as he heads up the top of the hill and to the far side of the track. Stuart Riddle there again, number 164 on that twin port CZ. Ian Ridley just behind Stuart there, number 51 in the BSA with the yellow mudguard. An absolutely beautiful day for classic motocross here at round 1 in Finavon in Forfar. So it's Liston Bell coming round to take the checkered flag for his first win of the day on the big 500cc Jawa. So it's an easy win for Liston in race 1. That's Mum Creaner there with the red flag. And this is one of our lady riders. This is Helen Cahill on the BSA. This is one of the lady riders with the Scottish Classic Racing Club. So that's the finish of race 1. Next up we are heading for the pre-1975 class. A very competitive class with the Scottish Classic Club. I'll try and pick out a few of the riders for you here. Nearest to us there, number 14 is Brian Hamilton. Next to him is Jim Allison on the CCM, number 153. And as they lead the line, it looks like Stuart Roden has got the whole shot with the big CCM. Jim Allison hot on his heels as they make turn 1. But in the lead at the moment, it looks like Derek McCauley on that lovely Bultaco Pursang. Stuart Roden there, number 20 on the CCM in second place. And in third place, it's Sam Sibbald on the TT 500 Yamaha. Les Calderwood going through there, number 50. But as they come round to complete lap 1, it's Derek McCauley on the Bultaco Pursang who's in the lead. Roden seems to hit the front there with Sam Sibbald making a challenge. But as they head to the far side of the track, it's Stuart Roden on the big CCM with Sam Sibbald trying to go round on the outside of Stuart. Sam, of course, a very accomplished rider, been riding these scrambles bikes for many years. And it looks like Sam Sibbald has now hit the front. In third place there is, of course, Ian Robertson on the 1975 400 YZ Yamaha. It looks like Ian is giving Stuart a good run for his money there, challenging for second place. But it's still Sam Sibbald on the TT 500 Yamaha who has the advantage of an early lead. Stuart Roden still in second place on the big CCM, but Ian Robertson seems to have overhauled him going up the hill. So it's still Sam Sibbald first, Ian Robertson in second, and Stuart Roden in third place on the CCM. But as they head to the far side of the track, Sam Sibbald still has a good lead on that very quick TT 500 Yamaha. Ian Robertson getting closer with every lap. Ian Robertson is in touching distance now to make a move on Sam Sibbald. A big TT500 Yamaha working hard to take on the hills of this beautiful Finavon Hill racetrack. So as he head in to complete another lap, it's still Sam Sibbald on the TT500 Yamaha as they take the last lap flag. Ian Robertson still quite close behind and still in a position to make a challenge should he get up close enough to Sam Sibbald. Both these riders, very seasoned riders, and been riding these off-road machines for many years, and of course you can see the experience in the way these guys ride. Ian Robertson lining up to take the first place position. That's a brand new club member going through there on the CZ, but it's Ian Robertson on the YZ400 Yamaha who now takes the lead from Sam Sibbald in second. Ian Robertson looking very quick on this bike today. So it's Ian Robertson first, Sam Sibbald second, and Stuart Roden third. But as they come to take the checkered flag, it looks like the first win of the day for Ian Robertson on the YZ400 Yamaha, Sam Sibbald second, and Stuart Roden in third. Okay, next up, this of course is race 3, and this is the pre-1984 class. Now number 43 there is Andy Malik on the 500 Armstrong. Glenn Wilson on the CR250 Honda taking his position, and nearest to us is Kevin Smith on the 250 Michael Spider. Some very fast riders in this pre-1984 class. So as they leave the line, it looks like a good start out of the gate from Andy Malik on the big 500 Armstrong as they all head into turn 1. But coming towards us, it looks like Jim Grieve has the early lead. That's David Loudon, number 75. John Stokes going through there, number 151. That's Glenn Wilson. And number 17 is Mike van der Meer. That's Alistair Aitken, number 34. And that's Billy Pentland and Jim Colligan just going past the camera. Here's Kevin Smith on the 250 Michael Spider, just coming through to complete lap 1. So as they head to the far side of the track, it looks like Jim Grieve still has the early lead on that 490 Michael. Yes, Jim Grieve just going through there. David Loudon on the YZ490 Yamaha in second place. Third place there is John Stokes, number 151. Andy Malik, number 43 on the big 4-stroke Armstrong. Close behind is number 233. That's Graham Smith on the RM400 Suzuki. So we're taking a look at the leader once again. Jim Grieve has a very substantial lead over the rest of the pack on that very quick 490 Michael. Jim of course races this bike with the Scottish Twin Shot Scramble Club as well, and secured the over 50s championship in 2018. Jim looks like he's absolutely loving this natural grassland racetrack. So that's your leader there, Jim Grieve, number 15. Now coming through, still Andy Malik in second place with John Stokes on the 480 Honda in second. Graham Smith still keeping a watching brief on that RM 400 Suzuki number 233. So as they head to the far side of the track, it's still Andy Malik. In third place it's Andy Malik. John Stokes is in fourth place with Graham Smith in fifth. So while Jim Grieve and David Loudon are ahead of the pack, this is your third place man, Andy Malik, number 43, with Graham Smith looking to make a move on Andy Malik. Graham, of course, riding this RM 400 Suzuki. Graham, of course, also races an IT 465 Yamaha at some of our events, but decided to go with the RM Suzuki for this particular race event. Some of the other riders going through. Number 17 is Mike van der Meer with Steve Moore, number 47 on the Michael going through, and Gordon Forbes also on a Michael. Just an absolutely beautiful day for racing these old classic and twin shock machines. So as they head into the centre of the track, that's your third place man, Andy Malik, still being hounded by Graham Smith on that RM 400 Suzuki. Graham looks a bit closer than he's ever been during the race, but Andy Malik is very quick on this 1983 500 Armstrong. So there's your leader there, that's Jim Grieve on that 1981 490 Michael. Looks like Jim has a very substantial lead over second place man David Loudon on the YZ 490 Yamaha. David, of course, was our club champion in 2018. So as they head to the checkered flag, this is our third place man, Andy Malik, number 43, still being hounded by Graham Smith on the RM Suzuki. But as they cross the line, it's Jim Grieve first, David Loudon second, Andy Malik in third place with Graham Smith in fourth. So next up we are back to the classic bikes from the pre-1960 and pre-1968 era. A very good lineup of bikes for these classes, supply some good racing. As our starter Davy Hillis gets ready to let the bikes go. So as they leave the line, it looks like an excellent start from Ian Ridley there on the BSA, but it looks like Liston Bell has once again hit the front early on as they round turn 1 and head to the far side of the track. Okay, as they make their way up the long drag to the like Liston Bell has already opened a decent lead on second place man, which looks like Fergus Moody on the BSA. That's Brian Aird in the orange helmet. One Flockhart going through there on the Shenny BSA, but as they head up the hill, a good gaggle of riders coming into the centre of the track. Number 98 coming through is Mike Bell, of course, the father of the Bell brothers. Behind him is Stuart Riddle, that's Ian Ridley, number 51, and that's Clifford Hardesty, number 72 on the BSA. So as they come round to complete lap 1, now as we head up to the top of the hill, that's your second place man, Fergus Moody on the BSA, followed closely by Brian Aird on a similar BSA machine. But Liston Bell already got a substantial lead in this race, but it's Fergus Moody and Brian Aird, both mounted on BSAs, who we're looking at the moment. So as they both head to the centre of the track, Brian Aird, number 71 there, another very good consistent rider with the Scottish Classic Club. So it's Fergus Moody there just ahead of Brian in second place as they both cross the line, start lap 3. We head back to the far side of the track to take a look at the leader, who is well in front of the rest of the pack. That's Liston Bell, number 98 on the big 500 Jawa. Liston could be quite easily heading for race win number 2 of the day, with that very substantial lead he has on the chasing pack. So as he comes round to take the last lap flag, Liston Bell well out in front now. There's your second place man, that's Fergus Moody, number 122, with Brian Aird looking to steal that runner-up position from Fergus Moody. Number 54 again is of course Robert Kennedy Jr. on that very nice and very quick Cotton Star Maker 250. Robert of course also races a CCM in the pre-1984 class. But in this case he is riding his very light 250 Star Maker. Now that's Fergus Moody still in second spot, with Brian Aird still giving chase as they cross the line. Stuart Riddle coming through on the twin port CZ. Stuart of course is a die-hard CZ man, he just absolutely loves these old Czechoslovakian two-stroke machines. So as our leader heads to the centre of the track to take So as they come towards the checkered flag, that's Liston Bell just passing Jake Whitelaw on the BSA. That looks like it's his second win of the day for Liston Bell on the big 500 Jawa as he comes round to take the checkered flag. Second place looks like it's still going to go to Fergus Moody in second, with Brian Aird there, number 71 on the BSA. So Fergus is going to finish second, with Brian in third. Okay, it's time for our second pre-1975 race of the day as the riders take their positions on the grid. In the orange there on the left side is number 50 Les Calderwood, who unfortunately could not race his CCM this weekend due to a mechanical problem, as one of the riders from the previous race returning to the pits. So as they get ready to go, Mr. David Hillis, the starter for today, lets the bikes go from the track, and it looks like another cracking start for Sam Sibbald and Stuart Roden, on both mounted of course on these 4-stroke machines. So as they head up the hill, it's still Sam Sibbald on the TT500 Yamaha, with Stuart Roden in second and Ian Robertson on that YZ400 Yamaha 2-stroke in third. So as they head to the far side of the track, it's still Sam Sibbald first, with Stuart Roden second on the CCM. But as they head into the centre of the track, there's your race leader. That's Sam Sibbald on the TT500 Yamaha. Stuart Roden in second on the CCM, with Ian Robertson hot on his heels on that very light and nimble 400cc 2-stroke Yamaha. So it's Sam Sibbald first, Stuart Roden second, Ian Robertson in third. And as the rest of the pack make the turn, it's Jim Allison in fourth, with Derek McCauley there in fifth, and that is Les Calderwood, number 50, on a borrowed BSA. So as they head up the hill again, it's still Sam Sibbald in first, but Ian Robertson has got the advantage of Stuart Roden and is now in second place. A fantastic drag up the hill from that bottom corner. You can almost get every bike on the track opened up in top gear. So it's Sam Sibbald as he makes the turn, with Ian Robertson in second, as they come round to complete lap 2. Ian Robertson looking to make a move on Sam Sibbald in this race. Two very quick riders, as you can see. So both these riders now making a bit of distance between themselves and the third place man there, number 20 Stuart Roden on the lovely CCM. So as they head up the hill again, Ian Robertson is still hot on the heels of Sam Sibbald as they both power their way up this lovely picturesque Finavon hillside racetrack. But it's still Sam Sibbald holding off the advances of Ian Robertson on that little YZ400 Yamaha. This lovely natural terrain racetrack just seems to suit these bikes just perfectly in these current racing conditions. But that's Sam Sibbald there on the TT500 Yamaha as he comes round to complete another lap, with Ian Robertson hot on his heels. Brand new lap, it's still Sam Sibbald and Ian Robertson both together as they start another lap. Stuart Roden still keeping a watching brief in third. Now that's Les Calderwood there, number 50, on I think it's Alistair Aird's BSA that Les has borrowed for this race event. Les of course normally races a CCM, but has had mechanical issues and was unable to use the bike at this round 1 event. So as they make the turn, it looks like Ian Robertson is now your race leader, with Sam Sibbald in second. Ian Robertson absolutely flying on this very light and nimble YZ400 Yamaha, which of course Ian just built through the winter of 2018. This is of course the bike's very first outing on a racetrack since Ian built the bike in his workshop. So as Ian Robertson comes round to start another lap, looking good for a race win on his little 400 Yamaha. Sam Sibbald still in second with Stuart Roden in third. Les Calderwood still going quite well on this borrowed bike. The object of the lesson for Les today, of course, is just to put the laps in and get himself some valuable points towards his championship title. Okay, here's Ian Robertson, your race leader, looking very comfortable at the front of this pack. Sam Sibbald still in second spot with Stuart Roden. Looks like he's closing in on the TT500 Yamaha rider. So as they come round to take the checkered flag, it's a win for Ian Robertson, Sam Sibbald second and Stuart Roden in third. Of course is the second race for the pre-1984 class. Race 6 of course, if you go by the race programme. So our starter David Hillis just waiting on the track marshal, making sure the track is clear before he lets the riders go. So it looks like everything is okay. So David Hillis heads towards the start elastic. The riders ready to go. And as they leave the line, it looks like Jim Grieve has made an absolutely blinding start once again. David Loudon looks like he's went round there in second place as they go into turn 1 and head over to the crest of the hill. Absolutely fantastic day of classic racing. So as they make their way up the hill, it looks like Jim Grieve is already starting to power that 490 micro up the hill and into an early lead. Remember Jim won the previous race on this bike. Second place looks like at the moment it is Graham Smith on the RM 400 Suzuki. There's Graham Smith, number 233 in second. David Loudon on the YZ Yamaha in third. That's Glenn Wilson in fourth place. Number 47 there on the 81 490 Micro is Steve Moore. Behind Steve Moore, number 17 is Mike van der Meer, who is just about to be passed by number 43, Andy Mallock. Once again to the far side of the track, Jim Grieve is way out in front on his own on that 490 Micro. Second spot there is number 233, that's Graham Smith on the RM 400 Suzuki, with David Loudon, of course last year's club champion with the Scottish Classic Club, in third place. But this is Graham Smith on the RM 400 Suzuki coming round. David Loudon hot on his heels. David looking to get that second place as quickly as possible as they both head to the far side of the track. Now number 18 there, that's Jim Colligan on the DR 400 Suzuki. Jim, of course, this is his spare bike. He normally races an 81 490 Michael, but decided to have a go on the old VR Suzuki this time round. So it's still Graham Smith in second place on that RM 400 Suzuki. David Loudon at this point still unable to make that pass for the second place position. David Loudon, of course, won the pre-1984 championship on this bike last year, and was also our club champion for that same year. Now, coming round now is number 88, that's Billy Pentland on the 1987 YZ490 Yamaha. You may remember we did a video previously about this bike, which was originally a monoshock Yamaha, which was converted to this twin shock number 88. But there's your race leader, still out there on his own doing his stuff. That's number 15, Jim Grieve, on the 1981 490 Michael. Very quick on this track today is Jim, and it's going to take a good rider to do anything about Jim's speed on this particular track. Coming round there is Gordon Forbes, just being passed by Mike van der Meer, number 17 on the 81 250 Michael. Gordon Forbes there, number 19 from Helensburgh. But as we head to the back of the track to look at positions number 2 and 3, it's a good battle between David Loudon and Graham Smith, and it looks like David Loudon has taken that second spot from Graham Smith. This Yamaha that David is riding, of course, is just one of his race bikes. He has a 490 Yamaha and a Yamaha 465, which he also uses at these events. Looks like Graham Smith has went into the turn too hot and hit the back brake and stalled the bike. Let's see if he gets it fired up quick enough. Of course, if that was a Michael, the bike would just be sitting there for the rest of the race event, but he's managed to get it going, and Graham Smith is off and running again in third place. So as the rest of the pack head in, number 34 there on the 81 490 Michael is Alistair Aitken from Oban. Alistair has travelled quite a distance to get here today. That's Billy Pentland, of course, there on the YZ twin shock conversion Yamaha, going through to make the pass on Alistair. So as the last lap flag is out for the rest of the pack, Jim Grieve comes round to take the second win of the day on that very quick 490 Michael. So as the remainder of the pack cross the line to take the checkered flag. We go to our third pre-1960 and 68 class race of the day. Some of the riders there: 164 is Stuart Riddle, 71 Brian Aird, 118 is Kenny Harper on the CZ. Just a view of some of the riders from the rear here. Colin Flockhart there on the Shenny BSA, with Liston Bell on the big Jawa. 73 there is Tom Forsyth. David Hill is our starter there, just waiting on the OK from the lap recorders as they leave the line. Robert Kennedy looks like he's had a late start to the line on that Cotton Star Maker, but as they come to the turn 1, it looks like Liston Bell is already got a substantial lead over Fergus Moody in second. Brian Aird nearly coming to grief there as Colin Flockhart makes the move going up the hill on that absolutely beautiful Shenny BSA machine. That's Mike Bell going through there, number 89. Believe it or not, also mounted on a big 500 Jawa. Stuart Riddle, number 164 on the twin port CZ going through. Good to see Stuart back racing. Never did a lot of racing in 2018, but it looks like Stuart's back for a full season in 2019. So it's still Liston Bell there on the big 500cc Jawa, making big rooster tails as he powers up the hill. Fergus Moody in the BSA in 122. Brian Aird 71 on the BSA. Colin Flockhart looks like he's just been passed by Mike Bell. And Robert Kennedy going through on the 250 Cotton Star Maker. Now that's Mike Bell battling with each other into the turn. Looks like Mike Bell's come out the better on the 500 Jawa. But there's your race leader. Looks like he's heading for another easy win for this race 3 in the 360 and 368 class. That of course is Liston Bell. Looks very relaxed, hitting the front of this third race. Now coming up the hill, that's Brian Aird, number 71. Robert Kennedy on the Cotton Star Maker. Mike Bell, Colin Flockhart coming up on the Shenny BSA. Stuart Riddle coming through on the CZ. Number 46 is, I am unsure as to the name of the rider, but I will check it out for you for a future mention. That's Jake Whitelaw on the BSA, just heading down the hill. But it's still Liston Bell on his Jawa with a very substantial lead over the rest of the chasing pack. Little wheelie as he heads up the hill. Looks like Liston. Robert Kennedy once again on the Cotton Star Maker with Brian Aird on the BSA. So as they head towards the checkered flag, it's Liston Bell still with that very substantial lead and a very comfortable lead in this third race in the pre-60 and the pre-68 class. So as he comes round to take the checkered flag, it's win number 3 for Liston Bell. For the pre-1975 class. Of course, this is race number 8 if you're following a race program. So as the riders line up, got Brian Hamilton on the left there, Jim Allison, Les Calderwood, Stuart Roden. So as they get ready to leave the line, Davy Hillis lets them go, and it's an excellent start once again for Stuart Roden on that lovely 500 CCM. Looks like Sam Sibbald is in second spot as they head up the hill. Stuart, of course, looks like he's very determined not to let anyone past in this third race for the pre-1975 class. So as they make their way to the turn to head up the long stretch up the top of Finavon Hill, it's Stuart Riddle first, Sam Sibbald second, and it looks like Ian Robertson in third place. So as they come towards us at the centre of the track, it's still Stuart Roden with the advantage over Sam Sibbald. Derek McCauley there on the Bultaco, making his way through, but it's still Ian Robertson in third. Fourth place there looks like Lewis Bell on the big Jawa, as they make the turn to complete lap 1. It's still Stuart Roden first, Sam Sibbald second, Ian Robertson in third, Derek McCauley in fourth, and Lewis Bell in fifth. Here comes towards us, that's Stuart Roden still keeping Sam Sibbald at bay as they power their way once again up the hill. Of course, these big four-stroke machines are ideally suited for these kind of open terrain racetracks. But it's still Stuart Roden first, Sam Sibbald second, Ian Robertson third, but he's now being challenged by Lewis Bell, number 9. Good combination of motorcycles in this race between 4 strokes and 2 strokes. But as you can see, the big 4-stroke of Lewis Bell is ideally suited for powering out of slow corners with the torque from that big 500cc Jawa motor. But there's your race leader, that's Stuart Roden, still keeping the rest of the pack behind him, riding this absolutely beautiful CCM. So it looks like Lewis Bell is now taking the lead from Stuart Roden in second, with Ian Robertson third. So Lewis Bell has hit the front with that big 500cc Jawa. Ian Robertson on the YZ400 Yamaha with Derek McCauley on the Bultaco. Oh, Derek looks like he's stalled his bike into the turn. But Liston Bell is already opening up a substantial lead over second place man Stuart Roden, with Ian Robertson looking like he's going to make a challenge for the second place spot. Although as they head up the hill to the far side of the track, it's still Lewis Bell here coming through, number 9 on the Jawa, with Ian Robertson and Stuart Roden almost together coming down the hill there. Ian Robertson looking in very determined mood. Now, was that Lewis Bell that I saw pulling up at the side of the track there? Certainly looked like it. Yeah, it looks like Lewis has a problem with that big Jawa. That, of course, makes your leader number 20 here, Stuart Roden on the 500 CCM, with Ian Robertson making a dive on the inside. That's John Fullerton just being lapped by the 2 riders. So it's Stuart Roden, the race leader, as they power up the track, with Ian Robertson hot on his heels on the 2-stroke 400 Yamaha. It looks like Ian has made the pass on Stuart's CCM, so it's Ian Robertson now the race leader, with Stuart Roden in second spot. As they head towards the checkered flag, it looks like it's going to be a win for Ian Robertson on the Yamaha, with Stuart Roden on the big CCM in second place. The rest of the pack coming through, that's Derek McCauley on the Bultaco Pursang, and Jim Allison, number 153, on the big CCM. Okay, this is our third race for the pre-1984 class. Once again, it's race 9 if you were following the programme laid down by the organisers. A very good lineup of riders once again for this pre-1984 class. Remember, Jim Grieve on the 490 Michael won both races in the previous 2 encounters, so as they leave the line, it's another blinding start by Jim Grieve on that 490 Michael. Gordon Forbes also had a good start there in 3rd place. David Loudon moving up the inside into 3rd. So as they head towards us to make the big pull up Finavon Hill, it's Jim Grieve with the early lead. That's John Stokes, number 151 on the 480 Honda in 2nd spot, with David Loudon on the 490 Yamaha in 3rd. As they come towards us, it's Jim Grieve once again, who is beginning already to open up a lead before even the end of lap 1. David Loudon there, number 75. Last year's club champion, as we mentioned earlier. Very quick rider is David. John Stokes riding well in this particular race. Andy Malik, number 43, going through. Graham Smith, that's Gordon Forbes, going through in number 19. Steve Moore and Alistair Aitken making the turn. Billy Pentland just making the turn there. But it's still Jim Grieve in top spot as he is well on his way for his 3rd win of the day. That's Gordon Forbes there, number 19, from Helensburgh in Argyll. Gordon looks like he's enjoying himself on his big Michael today. But there's your race leader, that's Jim Grieve on the 81. 490 Michael. And of course Jim lists conquering Mount Everest as one of his achievements in life so far, so racing these 490 Michaels could be another one of Jim's achievements. Andy Malik and Graham Smith going through there again. These two, of course, had a good battle in the previous 2 races. Oh, Graham Smith nearly. Graham Smith nearly hit the deck there, but he managed to keep a hold of it. And he's now closing up on Andy Malik on the 500 Armstrong. But it looks like Jim Grieve is looking very comfortable for his 3rd win of the day on this very nice and very quick 490 German-made Michael. So there's Andy Malik coming through. Andy, of course, loves his big Armstrong 4-strokers. Graham Smith going past on the RM400 Suzuki. But Jim Grieve is well on his way now to the 3rd win of the day. Barring any mechanical issues, it'd be hard to see why Jim couldn't win this race today. So Andy Malik and Graham Smith still having a good battle for the lesser places. These two have been on each other's back wheels in the previous 2 races. So So we've got the Rotax engined Armstrong versus the Japanese two-stroke Suzuki bike. Malik and Graham Smith still doing battle for the remaining places in this third pre-1984 class race. But there is your race leader heading towards the last lap flag. That's Jim Grieve, of course, heading towards his third race win of the day on that very quick German-made 490 Michael. Andy Malik looks like he has a problem with the big 500 Armstrong. Hopefully get the mechanical issues sorted out pretty soon. That's Billy Pentland, number 88, on the YZ Yamaha twin shock conversion, coming round to challenge Alistair Aitken. But I hope you've enjoyed this part 1 of the racing from the Scottish Classic Motorcycle Club's Round 1 event here at Finavon. So please stay tuned for more racing right here on my YouTube channel. This video was brought to you in association with WorldSport, the world's #1 supplier for all your off-road and leisure sportswear. Just visit their online website for more details.